Everything I know about day trading, I've learned from David Green, and we've taught in Wall Street Global Trading Academy. If you want to know more and you want to really become a successful day trader, go to Wall Street Global Trading Academy. And that's all I got to say about that.
We're back at the New York Stock Exchange for another incredible interview with none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Peter Tuchman.
Boom! Chartaddicts, how you doing? Einstein on Wall Street from the balcony at the New York Stock Exchange. Welcome.
Education is the great equalizer between institutional and retail. But
Correct.
A lot of retail traders feel like no matter how much they learn, they still feel disadvantaged because they don't really understand how the institutional side works. Do you believe that traders have a fair chance if they have the right education?
Okay, if you learn the game and you understand how trading works, and you become a successful trader, you learn technical analysis, you learn price action, you learn about risk management, which means stop orders. The stock market gives you this amazing tool that can protect your downside risk. What does that mean? That means if I put 100 shares to buy at 50, I can put in what's called a stop order at 49.5, so that if the trade goes against me, I'm not going to lose. I can identify how much I'm willing to lose. And so think about it. I'm willing to lose $50 to make $200 every day of the week, but I'm not willing to risk 200 to make 50, because if I have one losing trades, I need 4 winners to get even. So the rules of the game need to be identified, need to be learned by everybody. When somebody is a successful trader, they're not worrying about what the institutions are doing. When someone is unsuccessful, they love to blame somebody. They blame the market maker. He sees my stop orders, that's why I don't use them. Right, he's out to get me, la la la. Trust me, the bigger players in the game are not out here to hurt retail investors. They're not out here, the market makers are not out here to screw the retail investor. They have no, look, I've gone up to them, I've been trading with them for years. David Green, my partner, was a market maker in Bank of America, some of the biggest stocks in the world for many years back in the 90s. At the end of the day, those people who you guys, the retail, and I say this is I throw out a broad blanket on that because I hear it all day long. I'm boots on the ground. I have a deep connection to retail traders on social media who will say to me, they're all out to get me, they screw me, those guys see my stop orders, they take the stock down to my stop order, they take me out, and then they run the stock up $5, la la la. You're always hearing when people don't learn the rules and don't get the playbook, and they are unsuccessful at trading, they will find someone to blame except themselves for that lack of education. Look, if you are hungry, I can give you a fish, or I can teach you how to fish. You'll never be hungry a day in your life. The best defense against the rug pull, right, which happens in all businesses, whether it's NFTs, whether it's equities or whatnot. In business, we've seen it with the Zach Morrises of the world on Twitter Space, guys who are out there pumping and dumping. Going back to Jordan Belfort, there are bad guys in the space. But if you learn the game and you get the playbook and you do your due diligence and you educate yourself on how to trade, what you do, anybody can hit a buy or a short button, but you need to understand what you do when you get into the trade. How do you execute? Look, executing a losing trade is the same as executing a winning trade as long as you do it correctly, right? So at the end of the day, don't blame people for your mistakes and lack of education. Don't think this is a get-rich-quick scheme. You will get out of this what you put into it. If you want to learn how to trade, Wall Street Global Trading Academy, David Green, my teacher, mentor, and friend, is one of the masters in the space. And it doesn't happen overnight. You will get out of it what you put into it, right? It takes probably 3 to 6 months to become a trader. You don't have to lose money learning how to trade. Whether you're trading futures, look, there's all kinds of great stuff going on within the funded futures trading market, right? There's a lot to learn with the Weebles and the Robinhoods and whatnot, how you enter a stop order, how you get in using Thinkorswim, interactive brokerage, whatever it is. There's a way to do this correctly. There's a way to educate yourself so that you are successful at it. Let's be clear, the numbers are that 8 out of 10 people who try day trading do not succeed. So the odds are against you. So you need, when you're in a situation, whether you're climbing Mount Everest or trading stocks, when the odds are against you, you need to identify the odds and do everything in your power to protect yourself on the downside.
So know the rules. Know the rules.
To answer your original question is, don't worry about the institutional guys. Look, I am an institutional guy. I trade for large institutions. I trade for hedge funds, okay? And I treat them the same way I trade retail traders. So they're not getting preferential treatment. Do they have access to more information than you guys? Very often, yes. Bloomberg costs $25,000 a month. no retail trader I know is going to pay for that. So they have access to information, they have access to research, they have access to a lot of different platforms that you guys don't have. But that doesn't mean they're at an advantage. They are, look, they're whales. They are different, right? Look, hopefully, if you do what we're going to try and help you learn how to do, and you become a trader and you want to do more and get a job as a portfolio manager or get a job at Morgan Stanley or Wells Fargo and go on to become someone in the industry as opposed to just being a day trader, okay, then you can play with those whales. But now look, envy is a really bad emotion. Jealousy is a bad emotion. Identification is the key emotion here. So don't worry about them, right? There are things that we have no control over. You are powerless over what the whales and the institutions are doing. Trust me, from Einstein to you, they're not out to get you. They have no bad things against retail traders. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on learning the game. Get the playbook. Get the menu. You can do it at Wall Street Global Trading Academy. You can do it with my friend over here with Roy. There are plenty of good people. Find a mentor. Find a coach. We do that. We have a course that's 16 hours, 21 videos, 200 hours of content, right? We do Fibonacci. We have master classes on options, swing trading, all that kind of stuff, watch lists and whatnot. We coach and mentor all our students every Thursday night live. We have a boot camp where for $6.99 you can get into David's private trading room and learn the course in real time. You buy the course, you study it for 3 weeks. We have a private guy who will help you set up all of your charts for you, teach you the technical analysis necessary, which is in our course. Then you spend a week in David's private trading room learning how to trade. That's what you need. This is not easy, but it's simple in a way that we tend to overcomplicate things. You need to learn the basic tools, the education that's necessary to become a trader. I'm all about hitting singles and doubles. If you're out there trying to hit home runs, you're liable to make a big mistake.
That's such a good one. Now, I want to help folks understand more about you and David's backstory. Like, how did you and David get introduced? What is your timeline with David? And what do you feel like are some of the biggest takeaways that you've gotten from him since you met him?
So, David Green and I started here on the floor of the stock exchange in 1985. I got my first job here. I was 27 years old. I got down here. I had done a lot of things. I got a degree in college in agriculture and in finance. I moved back to New York. I was trading commodities. I opened up a record store. I was the doorman at Studio 54. For those of you who have any memory of that, we can't talk about anything else about that period of time because I'll have to kill you. Anyway, what else did I do? I had a record store. I was trading commodities, and I was going to business school. I was going to Baruch to get an MBA because I thought that was what was necessary to get into finance. I never finished the MBA, though I did make a pretty good effort at it. I ended up getting myself in a bit of a jam. I left the country. I lived in Africa for 2 years doing the accounting for a Norwegian oil company. I came back to New York. My parents said I was 27, time to put your big boy pants on and get to work. I got a summer job as a teletypist here on the floor of the stock exchange. There's no training to be a broker here. There's no training. You can't study to get a job on the floor. You've got to start at the bottom, whether it was as a runner, a squad, a teletypist, a clerk. You have to start at the bottom, develop trust, learn the game, let people know who you are, and then you go up the rung. It used to take 13 to 15 years to become a broker because it was a job nobody left. It was a great job. Everyone was making money. We had a lot of fun down here. Back in the day. We still do. We still have a lot of fun. But anyway, so I started as a teletypist on May 28th, 1985. David Green started at the same time. There were 5 Green brothers. They all ended up starting as squads on the floor of the exchange, and all of them went on to become market makers. They're all now left the business in some way or another, but they spent many years here. David, who I met back in the day, ended up was a squad, a clerk, a market maker specialist in some of the most amazing stocks out there. He ended up retiring at the age of 38 after Goldman Sachs bought Spear Leeds for $4 billion, which was one of the market making firms. He left the street. He went out to trade on his own because as a market maker, you have all the orders in your hands, right? You know where all the bodies are buried. And it's a lot easier to trade than sitting at home, day trading in the dark. As many of you may know, it's a lonely job. If you don't know the rules, you're going to get your butt kicked. David went out and got his butt kicked. He lost $300,000 in the first 3 months of trading on his own after he retired at 38. He realized this was not a sustainable trading practice, that he would probably be broke in a couple of months, so he went out and started learning technical analysis. We've been friends over the last 35 years. He went out and did his thing. After he was able to get technical analysis and risk management down to a science. He opened up a private trading room and he's been teaching people for the last 15 years. I ended up keeping my career here. I went on to become a broker. I got lucky. I got my seat within 3 years of starting as a teletypist. I was good at what I did, but it was more a function of the fact one guy died, one guy retired, one guy quit. And I got thrown right up the rung really quickly. I got my seat on April 7, 1988, and I've been a broker ever since. So David and I have been friends for a long time. He's been my go-to because I don't necessarily use technical analysis. I built a trading model around what's called the market on close imbalances. It's a whole nother long story for a different interview that I use trading for the hedge funds that I work for. David Green has been active trading and teaching people for 15 plus years, deep into technical analysis, risk management, money management, and above all, the psychology of trading. So during COVID, we saw an opportunity when the 40 million people came in. We always speak to each other and we said, wow, think about it. 40 million new people coming into the market. They have no idea what they're doing. They suddenly have access to trading. Why don't we put together an academy and a course to teach them? So we spent about a year curating a course. The course is called Wall Street Global Trading Academy. It's actually a school. We have thousands of students all over the world. And it's 16 hours, 21 videos, 200 hours of. So we coach and mentor. That's our secret sauce. Nobody out there. You've got Online Trading Academy, 25 grand. You've got all these people out there charging lots of money. You take their course, you never see them again. Our course is affordable, accessible, and fun. It's $499, $699. Every Thursday night, we coach and mentor all the students. They come on, they talk about the trade of the week, their successes, their failures, any questions related to the course. And every Q&A that we have on Thursdays is recorded. So the archives is literally 200 plus hours of every Q&A for the last 2.5 years.
Wow.
Questions asked by students and answered by us. So as you're going through the course, you have questions in your head, and the only stupid question is the one you don't ask. Remember that. So everything you may need to understand, you can go into the archives in the course and learn it. It's broken down and sorted by subject. Fibonacci, we got a masterclass on it. Swing trading, we've got a masterclass on it. Double top, double bottoms, trend trade, far from moving average trade. There's a whole masterclass on it. We have a 6-hour course on options in the archives, let alone our whole course. And then we coach and mentor, and we have a boot camp. David's put aside 1 week a month where anybody who wants it, it's called Tier 2, $699, totally affordable, comes with coaching and mentoring. And a boot camp is a full week in David's private trading room, trading the markets live and learning the course in detail, every single section of the course live with David Green in the course while trading the market live. So it's all out there.